A document. This is impossible light activity over here. This is impossible light activity while the demon that's over here focusing on a vehicle while he's actually stalking with light. This is impossible light that's manifesting behind him. It's not the reflection of any light. Anything to do with while he's aiming a flashlight in an opposite direction. This is a psychopath who is monitoring. Okay? You also know that because of the ongoing stalking with helicopter that's captured on a daily basis. You know that because my shadow's appearing at a distance in front of me. My shadow over here on the sidewalk. My shadow is right here in front of me as well. While a demon is in operation of a flashlight, which is a method of light activity, appearing at a heightened elevation. I've got three shadows and that has nothing to do with what would be. This is an entity that's engaged in what is light activity while he is engaged in what is the operation of what is a flashlight. This light activity is a means of monitoring. They're creating light activity in the environment. Let me back, because this is how you're recognizing monitoring. This is how you're going to identify the crime scene where the demon possessed are engaged in that. And it includes like this, the multiple shadows as I move my hand. But this white light right here, this is the entity that's monitoring while he is facing the vehicle, appearing to be focused on something else, and it's light activity creation. I even want to be clear, while any of the lights are supposed to be reflecting off of the mirror and it's repairing all the way over here, that's impossible light activity. These are the demons that drive under the fake sun and are molesting my body with impossible light. These are demons. They are demons, and this is gang violence, and they're going to federal prison. And the more that she talks, wearing that uniform, wanting to engages in what is a search of a vehicle while they're gang stalking together, they're going to be mentally assessed. This is certifiable conduct. Certifiable. Those are the demons stalking with the possible light. That's exactly what this is. Okay? The light is not going to reflect off of the mirror of the vehicle, whatever sort of iteration. Well, maybe it's no, that's not going to create that light up here above. This is impossible light activity. They're demons and they're monitoring. Mike LORENZ is going to be prosecuted. He's a terrorist leader engaged in what is a pattern of conduct, and is very much aware of the documented evidence for years of the entity engaging in the highest form of a threat. Stalking in a helicopter is the handiwork of psychopaths that also stalk you with light while they're demons who are monitoring you. And while you're wearing a uniform, that is the mentally ill psychopath that doesn't want you to know that they're preying upon you. All right? And that they're also seeking to sacrifice you. That's the P.O.C. Though I read those license plates. This is federal prison. You're going to federal prison. I'm documenting them gang stalking under the fake sun. You need to understand the people of the state are gang stalking with them. All four are is relevant to federal prison. It's a whole crime scene while they are engaged in targeting the American citizen. And they presuppose that this scene is supposed to make you appear as though you're mentally ill. This is the entity that's engaged in psychological torture tactics as you're breaking down the tactics of that entity that's targeting another and doing so with regard to what's supposed to be triggering. This is not triggering. This is the evidence of targeting. This is the entity that's utilizing psychological torture while you are under all circumstances stalking amongst what possible light, exhibiting severe mental. However, this is the evidence that you're going to use to put them in mental asylums and put them in prison. Okay? That's the P.O.C. The entity is engaged in this P.O.C. under a fake sun. A fake sun that rises and sets right here at the ARCO where they're gang stalking as well. And you have inexplicable light appearing across the street over there. The entity that's pointing out the pattern of conduct is under no circumstances exhibiting mental illness. And this is a failed, outdated tactic. Everybody over here is going to federal prison, all four of them. And they're all demons. All of them are demons, including the demon that's engaging what is stalking in helicopter. That's not bearing any reflection on the target individual. This is an entirely failed system. It requires corruption, and that's an absurdly psychopathic person right there wearing a uniform who's stalking somebody else. This is P.O.C. The proper focus is on the demons. That's the proper focus. An actual practice of medicine is requiring assessing what is in fact corrupt and what is here demonic. And that's speaking to suspicious regarding everything. And they're all surrounded with evidence. The OPD is surrounded with a body of evidence, and the people of the state are surrounded with a body of evidence. The entire city of Ontario, where the entity keeps a fake sun rising and setting. It's the P.O.C. It is a P.O.C. and nobody's imagining anything. They're imagining that they're going to do this in front of the world and that Mike LORENZ is avoiding federal prison. They're delusional. This is P.O.C. It is currently 12:21 a.m. That's the specific environment. Isn't at nightfall? All right? That has nothing to do with light. That spotlight's not reflecting and then we're shooting over there. That's engineer light. Stalking with light. That's the P.O.C. While you're engaging in what is criminal summoning, that's what this is referred to as. It has nothing to do with the duties of an officer. They don't have any due process rights. You're going to be prosecuted as a terrorist and you're going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. License 1680793. And I read these license plates already. They're on video. This is prison right here. This is committed in furtherance of murder while they psychologically torture people that don't have the evidence to prove the P.O.C. And while you're making what are allegations and nobody knows what you're talking about, for example, that's what they use to try to defame somebody. They're going to prison for this very system. They're all psychopaths and they're going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. It is currently, by the way, 12:22 a.m. And pay attention to the video, because the entity engaged in what is this psychopathic pacing, they started flying in circles when I started recording video. That's what initiated this. And then these demons immediately pull up here, and there's an emergency, and it's relevant. This is why I upload on the Wi-Fi. All of this is pertaining to me. This is where an entity is engaged in that. These are psychopaths, and they're delusional, and this system is imploding. You need to understand that this is the Nephilim, and they're highly unintelligent, and they have been surrounded with evidence that's going to have them diagnosed and have them convicted. That's P.O.C. It is currently 12:22 a.m. I want you to show. Here's one shadow here. Here's another shadow here. This is my shadow that's extended. To see how far it's extending, those are my legs over there. All right, this is magnification, normal light activity. Neither is that.